Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Compassion and Courage. This is the podcast where we teach compassionate communication, provide perspective, and inspire resilience. I have the Hotness with me in the studio. Hi.
Hello.
And I'm Marcus Engel. I'm a keynote speaker. I'm the author of I'm Here and the Other End of the Stethoscope. I'm also a healthcare consultant and help organizations with retention and recruitment and patient experience and patient satisfaction all across the board. So, question.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, isn't
Okay.
it? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Give me your question.
question.
I love when you surprise me with
When I
these.
just surprise you with questions, right? What is the most insignificant thing that you have done in the last week?
When everyone that I think of, I immediately think of why that actually is, I'm thinking of like brush my teeth. Well, that really is pretty important. Insignificant. I'm going to argue and say it's not watching Netflix. Netflix is significant because one, it brings me joy, so that makes it worthwhile. And two, I actually learn a lot from what we watch.
Yeah.
So,
I don't necessarily feel bad about our Netflix consumption, especially not since Netflix was the first organization that came up with a way for me to be able to participate in all types of that kind of video entertainment.
right.
And we're going to have a guest on an upcoming podcast who's going to speak more to this in a little bit.
Right. On how blind people watch TV. And it's really cool. And this company's really cool. So
Yeah.
I'm just giving a free plug. What have I done that's insignificant?
Brush your teeth.
Yeah, but that's significant. All your, showering and all the things are actually signs of a healthy body working.
I love the way your brain works. So is there anything that you have done in the last week that's insignificant?
I'm going to say I can't think of any, but they all have, I would say there's different levels of significance.
Yeah. And the reason I ask you this question is because this is the question that one of our guests in the Pathos Project course asks to the students. And the idea is, okay, what is the most insignificant thing you've done this last week? And a lot of students would give answers just like you gave there. I spent an hour mindlessly flipping through TikTok.
Well, that might be, but I didn't do that, so.
You didn't do that?
No.
Okay. Spent 2 hours mindlessly flipping through TikTok.
No, I don't even have a TikTok account.
But so the idea is, well, what is something that you did that was insignificant? And it may have been insignificant to you, but could it have been meaningful to someone else? And he brings this perspective in about patients. See, he's a pediatric neurologist, and he talks about how even though it's an appointment with a family of a child that has severe neurological difficulties, that sitting down and talking to that patient and family, he may feel like he's not doing anything significant. They're not changing a child's medication. There's no different prognosis. But yet just him sitting there and talking to the family is so important and significant to him. And I wonder about that too. It's like, what have I ever done that I thought of as insignificant? And then it turns out it had a lot of significance
To the other person.
Yeah, to somebody else.
Right.
We recently I can't even remember where we were, and there was a little baby girl, maybe year and a half, 2 years old, and she so wanted to come pet James. And so, look, I can't turn down a seriously cute little kid, especially not when the parents were so respectful of telling her, you have to ask. And it was just, a quick pat on the head and she was satisfied. wasn't necessarily a significant part of our day, didn't interrupt our dinner, didn't it just made us feel kind of good that the little kid got a smile out of it. Wasn't necessarily significant, but it might have meant a great deal to the other people we were interacting with.
Yes. That's absolutely, yeah, I totally, yeah, I'm getting that. I'm catching on.
The we never we never understand the impact that we can have on another person. We never understand the extent of that impact. I've been reading through all of my students' papers here at the end of the semester, and they're telling stories about what has gone on with them this semester, their experiences, and how they're excited about going into medicine. And reading some of these papers makes me think that wow, we just have such an opportunity to impress upon people this idea of compassion, just listening to other people, being present during their times of suffering, being that witness. It may not be a grand gesture, but it might mean the world to another person.
I'm, I'm thinking about the fact that we've got a pediatric neurologist. Now, when it comes in the scheme of the hierarchy of impressive jobs, that's pretty far up there. And it can carry a lot of weight. And I know if you're a parent who needs one, it's everything to you to walk in there for those few minutes. But just like you said, because we don't know everyone's backstory that we encounter, we don't have to be a hugely important title to help somebody who maybe feels like nobody cares about them at all, and just being kind, carrying their groceries to the car, or looking someone in the eye and seeing them as a person and smiling as you walk by someone that might be overlooked can make such a difference. And we all have that power to impact someone else. And it doesn't take money, and it doesn't always take a lot of time or a lot of education or a big fancy job.
Gesture, anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But we really do. You've heard stories of people saying, I was at my wit's end. This was it. And I just couldn't go on anymore. And someone did this kind thing out of the blue, and it totally gave me hope for another day.
Yeah. Yeah. Look for those moments.
Look for those moments.
Look for when spirit is moving, or the universe is aligning, or the cosmos are aligning, whatever you think. And look for those moments where what you have is what another person needs. What you have is what another person needs.
And there are absolutely people who need exactly what you have. And in the giving of that, it rebounds on you, and it helps you deal with the things that you have to deal with in your life. So I love this. I love this topic. You've got so much more power to impact people than you may realize at any moment.
Yep.
And study to be a doctor too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do that too.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of this episode of Compassion and Courage. I'm Marcus Engel.
And I'm Marveline.
And we are always honored to bring to you this podcast where we teach compassionate communication, provide perspective, and inspire resilience. Remember, for any information on keynote speaking events or consulting, please visit marcusengel.com. And we will see you next time on the next episode of Compassion and Courage.